Welcome back to my art space. Today I'm going to share with you a few pigments that I'm adding to my watercolor palette and how I plan to use them. The watercolor palette that I currently have is mostly made out of pigments from a watercolor set that I've had for many years. And I'm actually running out on almost all of them, so I am gradually changing them or adding more pigments. Unfortunately, I threw out the box and the wrapping papers of the watercolor pens, so I actually don't know what kind of pigments I have. I tried to look for the information on the brand website, but they change regularly the kind of pigments that they put on their sets, so I actually don't know. And that's why little by little I am adding pigments that I'm interested in or that they look like the ones that I have and that I like and that I'm grown used to it. So I'm cleaning a couple of these pans because I don't want to risk starting a painting with these pans and not being able to finish it because I run out of the pigment. So I'm just cleaning them and returning them to their original box to make room for the new pigments. These are the pigments that I'll be adding to my palette. I like to have a few pigments that are very versatile so that I can mix any color that I could need. I usually paint urban sketches or nature-inspired paintings and illustration, and that's why I prefer to mix any color that I want, and also because it's more affordable to have few pigments that I can mix anything with them than to buy lots and lots of pigments, of course. So first I'm gonna swatch the pigments and then I'm gonna do some basic color mixing with the pigments that I already have in my palette to see what kind of other colors I can get from them. This is my first time swatching and mixing these precise pigments. So of course later on I would like to do more color mixing, more color studies and more sketches. But from the first time I noticed that they are very vibrant and very beautiful, very versatile, so they will be very useful to me and I think they will find a place in my palette. So first I am mixing the phthalo blue with the yellows that I already have because I want to see what kind of greens I can get from it. I actually think that greens are a wide range of colors that are very useful in many paintings, but I actually struggle mixing the exact green that I have, so that's why I started with the phthalo blue. And then I mix it with the greens that I have in my palette to see how it affects them and what kind of greens I can get from them. Now that the paper is dry, let me show you a few details. Here I was just checking how much of the pigment I can lift off the paper once it's dry. And on each side of the green mix that I made, I painted a few sketches of what the green reminded me of. So for example, I have grass, trees, leaves, bushes, and so on. This was just a first impression, of course. These colors can be used for anything, but that's what they reminded me of first. And here I started my search of a specific color that I need for my urban sketches. but I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. On this other page, I just continue doing color studies because I have two pigments from the original watercolor set that I like and that I use a lot, but I don't know what kind they are. I think they are yellow ochre and sap green, but I'm not completely sure. So I'm looking for a similar color with the pigments that I already have. And here on the bottom of the page, I was looking for that color that I mentioned. And it's actually the green that is the result of the copper when it oxidizes. Because in most urban sketches there will always going to be a statue or a detail on the building that was made of copper, and that now it kind of looks green because of that effect of the copper after it oxidized. So I was looking for that color. I think I'm close to it. I'm not completely satisfied, so if anyone knows a single pigment that I can get, I will totally buy it. Or if you know a mixing of colors that it's very close to it, please let me know and help me out. And here is the urban painting that I made with my new pigments, mostly raw umber. Here is the green that I mentioned. I think I got it from the color studies that I did. And all of these other parts I used raw umber as the base color for the mixing. So now let me show you how I made this painting. This is how it looks so far. So after this, I added details with color pencils and ink pens. That is all for now, so thank you so much for joining me. If you liked the video, I kindly invite you to subscribe to my channel because that really helps me a lot. And if you have any questions or suggestions of pigments that I should try, please let me know in the comments. Until next time.